they have been thrilled with what they have watched happen here in the first half. Philadelphia leading the Giants 14-3, and a spectacular night for Randall Cunningham. We talked about him at the very beginning of the game, and well, he couldn't do more than he's done. He's done everything for the Eagles thus far, and actually just playing up to form. He's that kind of a quarterback, and Lynn Swann joins us now. And Lynn, you go back with Randall, what, to about 6 years
when
old?
He was about 6 or 7 years old. He was a wild little kid, a lot of energy, very, very hyper, a bit of a daredevil. He's kind of a kid who made a lot of noise no matter what he did, but that changed a bit after he left the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and headed east.
Randall Cunningham arrived quietly in Philadelphia without much hope of being a starter, for good reason.
Well, anytime a coach comes in and goes with a rookie quarterback, I mean, you got a chance to get your brains kicked out and run out of town.
A talented passer at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, news of Randall's success had not traveled much further than the shifting desert sand.
When I first heard it, I didn't even know who Randall Cunningham was.
With Buddy Ryan's confidence, Randall replaced Ron Jaworski. Randall showcased his talent and won his teammates' respect.
I was the only guy in Philadelphia who believed he was a quarterback this time last year, and now they all think he's a great quarterback, and they want him to do the place kicking and punting and everything.
He can take us to that big game that we all are hoping and want to go to, that's for sure.
As a boy in Santa Barbara, California, Randall had a hero, not one that was far away or imaginary, but right in his own house. The oldest of the 4 Cunningham boys is Sam Cunningham, USC fullback, 1973 Rose Bowl MVP, All-American, and All-Pro with the New England Patriots.
I thought of Sam as a star and, you know, my brother. You know, people, how do you feel being Sam, the little brother? And I'd be like, yeah, that's my brother. I felt great, and it was, you know, very inspirational, and I felt real good because it made me feel like I was on, you know, a half inch of a scale a little higher as far as how people looked at me. And when you have a little bit of backbone and people appreciate you more, it makes you go farther in life.
After 4 years at Santa Barbara High, Randall chose UNLV so he could continue as a quarterback. Randall was just a year out of high school when he had to deal with a loss more important than any gain.
That was my first year of college, and my mother died of cancer. And, you know, when your parents pass away, it hits you. And either you can go down or you can realize what's happening and go up, but you're not going to stay on that same level of a pattern.
The loss of his mother, Mabel, devastated Randall, but he rebounded only to be dealt another blow. Less than a year later, his father, Sam Sr., also died.
Well, I think that was the last final step to going out and going after what I wanted. You know, it's like when your mom passes away, you'll never see her again. When your father passes away, you'll never see him again. And now that life is rolling around and things are coming to me, you know, it's like back then that was the beginning, but now I'm starting to earn things, and I see it coming. My life is starting to turn around, and good things are happening now.
The Eagles gave Randall a vote of confidence in the form of a new multi-million-dollar contract. Though the money is rewarding, Randall still has to contend with the inevitable.
A lot of pressure. I put pressure on myself all my life. You know, people saying you can't be a black quarterback. You know, that was the #1 thing. But I use that as fuel. Doug Williams was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. I wanted to be the first one, but I was in his corner so that he could make it. That's one place that I would like to place myself in history, to say that 2 black quarterbacks won the Super Bowl back-to-back. And we're starting off slow, but we can change things around.
And tonight, Randall Cunningham, following the culmination of a long drive, the rollout. You get the quarterback the option when they can run and they pass, Lynn. But look at this against Carl Banks. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it.
He's a great quarterback with a strong arm. You're right, he's got a great amount of athletic ability and talent when he takes the field. Now, I told you I've known him for a long time, since he was 6 or 7 years old. It's because his big brother Sam Cunningham and I were roommates. And when I talked to Sam about Randall, he is so proud of him because he's playing the quarterback position under a lot of pressure and doing a great job. More proud of him than Randall could have ever been of Sam when he played for the Patriots.
He's been spectacular tonight, 18 of 22. But this has been a tough year on quarterbacks. More of them went down yesterday. In a few moments, we're going to talk to Jim Kelly of the Buffalo Bills about the problem.
Just down the road, there's a place with a sound all its own.
For the Browns, you see him here making a tackle after an interception. His shoulder is separated. He'll be out for at least 1 month. And Jim McMahon suffered a concussion against the Lions. Those players you see there will be out of action for at least 2 weeks. And on this list of quarterbacks, probable or questionable for next Sunday. One man who has been able to avoid all the injuries has been Jim Kelly for the Buffalo Bills. He came close to being injured a number of times, but he's okay. Jim, are you all right? Jim, can you hear me? Okay, Jim. Why so many injuries, do you think, to quarterbacks this year in the National Football League?
Why is there so many injuries?
Yes.
That's something that I'm just glad I'm not a part of. I mean, I heard some of the comments Boomer Esiason was making, and I guess we're a little fortunate right now. It's something that you go in and week out and hope it's not you. And the only time that I probably would worry if I was a Cleveland Brown quarterback right now.
You were hit hard yesterday. You got up, continued to play. Do you think there should be some kind of action to help the quarterbacks to protect them even more than already?
I don't think there's anything they can do now. They've already done enough. And as far as protecting the quarterbacks, it's just, you know, they're already keeping everybody off us as it is. And I think it'd take a lot of fun out of the game if they protect us any more than they already are. And football is a dangerous sport. It's a contact sport. And I don't think you can do any more.
Speaking of dangerous sports, next week you take on the Jets, and Mark Gastineau is playing like the Mark Gastineau of old, and he's going to be coming after you quite a bit. What are your expectations in that game?
Well, I'm used to it. The past 5-6 weeks, we've been playing some very good defenses, and I get some good receivers. Andre Reed's leading AFC in pass receptions, and it's something that if I get enough time to throw, I think, and my offense line's been doing a good job, I think we can move the ball. We've been doing that very well, but we haven't got the ball into the end zone as much as we'd like. This week we proved that we can throw the ball long. Andre Reed's coming off a great 5-6 games. Hopefully we can keep that mold going and keep the same pace and keep winning.
Okay, Jim Kelly, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you stay healthy and have a good year. We'll come right back to Veterans Stadium in the second half of ABC's Monday Night Football.
The Benjamin Franklin Bridge. Philadelphia on a night when they've turned all the lights on, and there is the Ben Franklin Bridge. Famous, of course, as is this city from a historic perspective, and looking awfully good from an Eagles perspective, dominating the Giants here in the first half. They lead 14-3 on a night when Randall Cunningham has been something extraordinary. He has led 2 long drives, one of 80 yards for a touchdown of over 7 minutes, one of 93 yards. He has shown all of his talent, his athleticism, his arm, his ability to lead.
How about the 18 of 22? Now, just off the top of my head, I think of the one perfect throw that Garrity dropped early in the ball game. I think of the first down from around the Giant 10-yard line when he saw no one open, so he just threw it out of the back of the end zone. I mean, just about as close to a flawless half as a quarterback could play as the half that was turned in that time by Randall Cunningham.